Living the New Normal in the Age of COVID-19 and Its Effect on Physician Entrepreneurs. On this episode of Bootstrap MD. Hey guys, it's Dr. Mike Ming. Thank you for joining us. My special guest and good friend, Dr. Maiysha Clairborne, was here. I thought of no better person to help us as physician entrepreneurs, how to deal a bit with what's going on. Some of you may be feeling guilt. Some of you may be in the front lines, and thank you so much for keeping us safe. But Maiysha is the person that I talked to help me get through all of this. You know her as the founder of the Stress-Free Mom MD, the founder of the Next Level Physician Entrepreneurs Institute. She's my partner in crime at our Bootcamp MD events. And I wanted to get her wisdom and her perspective about how she may be dealing with it, and also how she's maybe helping her clients deal with this through this tumultuous time. So without further ado, Maiysha, thank you for taking time in your busy schedule to join us today.
Yes, I'm always a yes for you, Dr. Mike. Always.
Yes. Always so positive. So tell me, first of all, are you safe? What's going on with you and your business and of course your family? What's going on right now?
Yeah, so most people know I'm in Atlanta. The schools are closed in Atlanta. Surprisingly, however, my son's in Montessori. The school was open this week. They just announced closure for next week. So I'm going to be, along with most parents, homeschooling. I'm safe. I have a little bit of the voice thing that was like way before this actually started. But we're good. We're safe. We're good. My family's good. My mom's good. My dad's good. Everybody's good. So I feel blessed in that regard. So thanks for asking.
So one of the reasons I asked you on here is you put out a great post. It was an infographic, and which you were basically, the reason for it is you were feeling guilty somewhat. You had your own integrative practice. You're not clinically in practice right now. Your full-time income is now based upon your online businesses, which is awesome, your coaching business. But what was the reason that you put out that infographic? And it was, for those who hadn't seen it, and we could put a link on it, it was basically to talk about how to start a telemedicine practice or how to integrate telemedicine practice if you're a clinical practice.
Yeah, so it's interesting because last weekend, and it's funny, it's been that long already, but last weekend I went into the weekend, I was feeling some kind of way, like, okay, I'm a family doc by training. And as a family doc, I feel like I'm supposed to be on the front lines, like the ER docs, the urgent care docs. And as a family doc, most of what I did was in urgent care. That was like what I love to do. And so I felt like, man, I could be out there in urgent care. I could be out there in the front lines. Like, what am I doing? And then I had to really get for myself that I am a contribution where I am. And so I thought what can I do, being that I have primarily transitioned out, like 99% out of clinical medicine. What can I do to keep myself and my family safe, but also to contribute to the docs out there? And that's why I put out the infographic. I got this sort of swarm of ideas. Okay, well, there's a need for telemedicine as we're going into this sort of stage of quarantine, stage of social distancing. How do we protect the doctors, so that they can be home, but still serving patients at the same time? And that's why I came up with that infographic and put that out.
Now, what do you say to the doctors, like myself, I'm not on the front lines. You may be feeling guilty. And I talked about this with you last night. What are kinds of things that somehow we feel powerless, and I've even seen some posts on some of the non-clinical forums was like, hey, are you guys feeling guilty that you're getting a non-clinical job? What do you say to that?
Yeah, it's easy to, when you're seeing your colleagues, and especially if you're trained in one of those frontline specialties, it's easy to feel like you're helpless or useless, or like you should be. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I should be out there. It's almost like, survivor's guilt. A lot of people who are in situations where they survive and other people don't. It's like a survivor's guilt. So it's sort of like a cousin to that, I feel. And what I say is like, you want to look at where you can contribute. First of all, you want to get that where you are a contribution, in every level. And I was talking to my friend who is a physician, but also he's in the military, and he's actually over in South Korea. And he was telling me that there are levels of contribution to make things work at a system level. And there's the front lines, and then there's like the officer level, but then there's logistics. And we don't realize, as people who maybe like those docs who are non-clinical, who are working in utilization review, who are doing disability exams, who are doing all kinds of other things that are not like directly in those front lines, what our contribution is to helping keep people well. Because believe it or not, there are people who still need, there are still people who need regular healthcare, like general, like routine. There are people who need to have these utilization reviews so they can get their stuff paid for. Like the world is still turning. So like wherever you are, and especially in entrepreneurship, like us coaches, especially like I hear a lot from people who have transitioned to online business and coaching like myself, excuse me, people need coaches. People need guidance in this time. And even the entrepreneurs, like one of the things that I put out, I said in one of my live streams was that this is a time where, as a new entrepreneur, it's not the time to get scared. It's the time to push forward. It's the time to move forward in your business, in your idea, because there's an amazing opportunity ahead. So first, you got to really get like wherever you are a contribution. That's just what's so. And it doesn't, like you said, like I'm just honor and respect and I'm grateful for those who are on the front line. And now we have those of us who are not on the front line. We are not, because we have the option of not being on the front line.
At least for now, we don't know.
Right. For now. Absolutely. For now. But for now. Right. And so let's look at where we can contribute. Where can you contribute? It could just be speaking out. Like I've seen a lot of docs doing Facebook Lives lately at educating people on, the symptoms of coronavirus, or like urging people to observe the social distancing, like really being educators. And we undercut the value of our knowledge and what we could be doing, even from the periphery, and not from the front line. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's just important to get like, there are so many other ways that you can contribute that make a difference, that are going to help these people on the front lines, like educating, like, putting out infographics, like supporting the docs. Like I'm, going to probably be doing some online meditations over the next coming weeks, just to kind of give some respite, or recorded meditations as tools, as just to give docs respite when they're out there in the field. So, I mean, there's just like lots of little things that we don't feel sometimes is relevant that really are relevant.
Yeah, and that just reminded me, even with my own people that I teach and some students, one student said, and I'm helping her with her online business, and she said, you know what, I need to have this information even faster now. I need to move right now. It's just giving me more impetus to start working on my own. And if you're a entrepreneur, you're a leader. And this is also a great time for opportunity, not opportunity like, hey, I'm going to hoard all these respirators or masks and sell them. But opportunity is like, what is your skill set? What are you doing? If you feel that your best aspect of your business is, teaching in entrepreneurship, whether it be helping them with investing, helping them starting their own businesses, if you are, or if you feel that your best need is to educate the public, on COVID-19, then go ahead and do that. But whatever you do, I think the last thing you want to do is just kind of like huddle up, even though all of us are huddling up, but use that time to be productive. You were just talking, you're using it to create content, using it to create videos, preparing for your kids.
Right.
What's to come. So these are all opportunities for you to work on and almost have a timeout. I've seen a lot, at least for many of my entrepreneurs, many of whom I know, they've got multi-million-dollar businesses. They're looking at to actually, interesting, like have a pause, like in their business right now, and actually almost like a reset.
Yeah.
What am I doing this for? Why am I actually doing this? It's for myself, protect my family, those kinds of things. But use that as someone, if you are learning to be an entrepreneur, use this time to, hey, we should be prepared. I'm a preacher of multiple streams of income. How many streams of income? If you're someone who's like, oh, shoot, on words similar to that, my whole income is based upon me being an employee. Well, yeah, it kind of sucks the way it is. But what can you do the next time this happens? Because there will be a next time, whatever that is. There will be
Absolutely.
a next time. Yeah. And prepare for it, and use this as a learning lesson for you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this is absolutely the time to be thinking about, what can you do to create that new stream of income? This is a time to be, so like you said, like I'm using this time to not only create content, but also to reevaluate my business model, my business strategy, my marketing strategy. Like this is a good time for those who are already in business to take a step back and to look at, hey, what is the big picture here, and how can I, be profitable, but also be relevant and be a contribution at the same time. There is a principle in NLP. Y'all know that I am an NLP trainer. And there's a principle that says the person or persons with the most flexibility controls the system. And it's so important that you get that, because in this time, I was just talking to a colleague, like, look, whatever your message is, make it relevant for what's going on to empower the people, right? And you're building community, you're empowering people, but you're also being flexible inside the system. And then when all of this starts to boil over, you're going to be at the forefront of people's minds as someone who was, supporting and a contribution. And you'll be the person people look to in the future. So just think about that. Think about, and not like as in order to, but more as, this is what you can be doing. This is what you can be doing to impact. Like we said, you're not on the front lines, but you still can be making an impact. And at the end of the day, this will also benefit your business. And but now is the time to be doing this.
Another question people have brought up too, and something that I felt as well is, well, maybe this is now not the time to be selling. I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of the situation. People also may be more holding on to money, right now because of the uncertainty. What do you say to that, or how are you dealing with that?
I have not found that to be true. I still have people who want, and I think because it's now more than ever, because people are looking for a way out. People are looking for something different, and so while they will be more mindful of their spending, excuse me. While they'll be more mindful of their spending, they're not going to necessarily stop it, especially if you have something of value that is going to contribute and pull them forward. So I say, continue to promote, but in a way that is relevant to what's going on, in a way that helps to empower people. So in all of my video content, I have an invitation for people to schedule a strategy call with me. I have an invitation for people to check out my free masterclass, which will lead them into an invitation to schedule a strategy call or to join a membership, right? So I don't think we need to feel guilty about promoting our business. We just need to do it in a way that has integrity and a way that is ecological. But yeah, definitely don't stop promoting yourself. Just, make it relevant.
Right. I had one mentor tell me be opportunistic, but ethical, obviously. Ethical and integrity, because that's, at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Dr. Maiysha, this has been amazing. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on too. Also realize, guys, that there's a lot more people on social media these days. If you've been having trouble getting in front of someone right now, there's a lot of people who are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, social media, whatever it is, whatever your social media platform is of choice. Start making more videos. And we're seeing that too. I'm seeing more Facebook Lives.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more now with LinkedIn Lives and different things. And it is, the engagement is there. So if you have something of value, you owe it to your public to share that with your audience. You really owe it to them. So thank you, Dr. Maiysha. Thank you for this impromptu therapy session. Where can they go to get more information about what you have to offer?
They can always go to drmaiysha.com. I have 3 master classes, one being directly related to mindset, remap your mind for manifestation and success, cracking the code, and then of course, non-salesy salesing. You guys know I love talking about sales. So you can access the free master classes right on my homepage, drmaiysha.com. And if you want, you can also schedule a strategy call if you need a little help with your mindset.
Thanks again, Maiysha. Of course, I hope your family is safe during this time. And
Same
of
to
course,
you.
all you out there in internet land. And as always, don't just hunker down, keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. Y'all stay safe. Namaste.
Namaste.